Hi, I'm Amanda, the Emotional Strength Trainer. Thanks so much for hitting the go button on this week's video. I hope you enjoyed last week's video about sinus issues and it brought you a whole heap of ahas around the people in your life or the emotional trauma that you may have suffered in your life to help clear it away. Okay, so as promised, this week is about tonsillitis. Now, as I mentioned last week, this is the book that I use when I am looking at joining the dots for the people I work with. So, tonsillitis means fear, repressed emotions, stifled creativity. Now, also, sore throat, those sorts of things. So let's have a look at what sore throat means. Holding in angry words, feeling unable to express the self. Okay, so that in a nutshell is what the issues are with throat. This is your throat chakra, okay? So you've got your tonsils, you've got your esophagus, all that sort of thing, and down the bottom here you have your thyroid. Now, if you aren't communicating, or if you have spent your life communicating things that aren't your truth, if you are swallowing your words that you want to say instead of actually physically speaking them, you are going to have throat issues. And tonsillitis, to bring in the trio of health that I work with, is often a food intolerance as well. So when your gut is upset, your tonsils are the litmus test saying something's wrong in your belly. Okay, so to keep that in mind, especially with young children, as often young children are very good at communicating. Now, they have no filters like us adults. But at the same time, think about things with your children if you have been stressed or in a space where if your children have been playing up and you've roared at them or anything and made them frightened to speak up, that can be the start of the emotional trauma for the children. Now, no guilting any parents or anything on that one. We're all doing the best we can with what we have, but just understand to keep that in your mind when you're working with children who might have recurring tonsillitis. But in the most cases, tonsillitis with inflamed throat thingies with children are food intolerances because the gut is upset. Now, as you would have heard in my first video, you will never ever hear me telling you not to go to the doctor if you have an infection or something wrong. This is just another piece of the puzzle for you to include in your health regime to make sure that tonsillitis becomes a thing of the past, or getting it early enough so that you don't have to have a tonsillectomy, because they are the immune system gateway to the gut. Without your little immune blockers, the things that catch onto things, then that means you've got to do a whole heap of extra work to make sure that your body can fight illnesses. So as always as well, this is your neck, all right? So anyone that's had a car accident or whiplash, head injuries from sport, anything like that, if your neck is out, then that is also going to contribute to issues in your throat area. So nick along to a chiropractor, a remedial massage therapist if you're not somebody that would be open to chiropractic. But I will say to you, I've been going to a chiropractor since I was 10 months old and I haven't suffered a brain injury once. So you're safe. Qualified chiropractors are the bomb. That will also boost your immune system because the brain is the core of everything. The spinal column comes from that, and if there's any disturbance in the neck, then all of the nerves and things that help your body to have the flow of energy through it get disrupted. And then have a look at the emotional trauma. So if you've got a lot of issues around throat and you're an adult and you're in your workplace or you're in a relationship or you have an issue with your family, anything like that, not speaking up is the problem. Did you watch the video last week on the sinus issues? If you haven't, jump on and watch that one because I talked about a great technique about communicating to be able to speak safely in a situation where you can clear things out of your throat and not suffer the consequences of having to ream somebody over the coals in real life. Okay, so jump onto my website, amandafoy.com.au. You can also find me on YouTube. I have a channel there and that video is on there as well. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Next week, I've already had a request to do insomnia, which is a great topic to talk about from an emotional trauma point of view. So I look forward to catching you then. Bye for now. Hi, I'm Amanda, the Emotional Strength